Hello everyone, here's the updated point standings after last week's race at Brands Hatch. One of the biggest movers was last week's winner, Roger Lutz, moving up 18 spots, up into 12th in the points. The biggest loser relative of where they were highest in the standings was Stephen Keith, dropping 5 spots back to 17th. Otherwise, there wasn't a whole bunch of movement. Scott Dixon did jump up 6 spots to 3rd place. Drivers like Dalton Scott, Brad Keselowski, Kellen Relic still need a good race to try and bounce up from the rear end of the point standings there. In alignment with the Indycar series, the Sylvania Cup is running in St. Pete this week. Our similar suspects are at the front of the field, including Will Power, Scott Dixon, and Jimmie Johnson. Behind them is Joseph Newgarden, Greg Forian, Colton Herta, Austin Cindric, myself, Dalton Scott, Larry Lusk, and then last week's winner of Roger Lutz. You keep going, it looks like Monty Shangle, Tyler Shangle, Ken Roxon, Kellen Relic. That'll be about your top 15 starters. And usually, the winner will probably come from the top 10. Highly unlikely with limited passing opportunities on road courses. It doesn't take long. They pile up on the first lap, collecting at least 4 or 5 cars. Most of them in the back of the field. The 2 retirees would be the 62 of Darrell Roloff and the Team A car of 61 Travis Charpentier. Coming into the pits with the lead is Will Power. However, the 98 of Colton Herta manages to stay out and gain all the positions to gain the lead. So the first restart on lap 4, Colton Herta comes off with the lead. And quite frankly, maintains that lead for quite a long time during the race. At the quarter mark, he's maintained the lead for 40 laps. On lap 51, our second caution comes out. Clyde Coker, previously in the first wreck, spins out Josh Berry in the number 8. This helps the field bunch back up. Colton Herta was already in front for 22-second lead. With 100 laps to go, Colton Herta is the leader, Ken Roxon is second, Will Power is third, Jordan Roman is fourth, Scott Dixon is fifth, Alan Taylor is sixth, Joseph Newgarden is seventh, Dalton Scott is eighth, Greg Forian ninth, and Monty Shangle in 10th. Another ill-timed caution comes out just like the previous race. This time at halfway during this race, Stephen Keith's car blows up. And while this caution occurred, many were on pit road for a pit stop during green flag pit stops. Even though that's the case, this time the AI were smarter about their pit strategies. Colton Herta winds up 14th under caution. But because he had just pitted, everyone else in front of him also pits. He stays out and gets the lead back. On the lap 90 restart, the field looks a little bit different up front. Even though the lead hasn't changed with Colton Herta, Scott Dixon now runs second, Dalton Scott runs third, Jimmie Johnson in fourth, Joseph Newgarden's moved up to fifth, Ken Roxon has dropped back to sixth, Jordan Roman has dropped back to seventh, Will Power back to eighth, Alan Taylor back to 9th. And Casey Kane is cracked into the top 10 for the first time today. With 40 laps to go, things haven't changed a whole lot. Colton Herta still leads. Scott Dixon is 2nd. Dalton Scott is 3rd. Outside our top 10, Greg Forian's running 11th. Rick Quick is running 12th. Howard Schuler's running 13th. Casey Kane has managed to drop back to 14th. And Kellen Relic running right about where he started this race in 15th. With 27 laps to go, we get a bogus debris caution. I don't know why the game likes to do these once in a while, but it sure does. So, with no cars wrecked, all this does is helps draw the field back up to Colton Herta again. The bigger surprise comes with the pit stops during this caution. Colton Herta obviously with the lead, but coming out of the pits, there was multiple cars that stayed out, and he actually falls back to 7th. So on the restart, dealing with a bunch of cars that stayed out, he has to fight his way through some traffic. However, the cars in front of him will still have to pit at some point, so he's still got the proverbial lead. By lap 147, those cars that were in front pitted, and Colton Herta's back in the lead. With 10 laps to go, his lead has grown to 6.5 seconds over Jordan Roman. Followed by Austin Cindric, the two Ganassi cars of Scott Dixon and Jimmie Johnson. Greg Forian has marched up to a top 10. Myself in 7th. Dalton Scott getting screwed by the pit stops and whatnot, having fallen all the way back to 8th after running 3rd. Rick Quick with a solid run of 9th. And Jimmy Gokachia with a decent 10th place. And with no more drama to affect Colton Herta, he sails to a marvelous victory, putting up nearly a 10-second deficit on 2nd place. The rest of the field stayed pretty much the same with those last 10 laps. He had Jordan Roman in 2nd, Austin Cindric in 3rd, Scott Dixon, Jimmie Johnson, Greg Forian, myself and Dalton. Rick Quick fell. He must not have been inside the top 10 at the end here, because Jimmy takes up 9th, Kellen Relic 10th, Tyler Shangle, Ken Roxon, Ian Hawkins, Howard Schuler, John Roman. And it seems like Rick Quick has fallen all the way back to 21st. So a top 10 finish was not in the cards for him. What did happen to Rick Quick was he had pitted with 2 laps to go. Apparently he did not have enough gas. And so there you have it. Colton Herta was the winner for this week's race at St. Pete. And just in a couple days' time, the IndyCar drivers will take to the streets of St. Pete. And who knows, maybe my Sylvania Cup Series predicted the potential winner for that race too. I guess we'll have to find out this Sunday when the IndyCar drivers go race St. Pete. This is Colton Herta's first win in the Sylvania Cup Series. This is actually only his first season in the series. First win for Honda this year, as there's only 2 Hondas racing in the series. Next week's race will be at a short track, and it'll be kind of neat because I break it into heat races, an LCQ, and then the main event. What I might try to do is I might actually try to air some of the heat races in their entirety, since they're not very long, on YouTube. I don't know yet. We'll see. I might do abbreviated heat races and then do the highlights as I've always done with the races. But as for that, this race is complete, and here's to next week. Logging out, it's Jake.